XRP price chart is at a very important decision-making point. It's been a while since we've had a point like this because price has been mostly moving sideways, but now is finally the time when I think volatility will change in a pretty big way. We're going to talk about what shape we're seeing here and when we can expect to break out in this video. On top of that, I want to talk about some new payment services that are going up against Ripple. I'm going to talk about a new competitor in this movie because, guys, this is a tough race. Your help is very much appreciated, as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Please let me know of a good place to buy XRP. You can find my best channels up, hold down in the video's description. Okay, I'll get right to it. I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say. But before I start the film, I want to talk about something I think is very interesting. Ripple's new and this person was someone I thought I would have to compete with sometime in the future. Some parts of their business are already being competed with, and Circle will be the next one. Circle just released Circle Payment Network, which works a bit like Ripple's ODL offering. Now, Circle is saying that they are going to focus on transfers and treasury services, both of which are direct competitors of what Ripple does with RLUSD. Now, it's clear that Circle and Ripple are already competing in the stablecoin market. That one is going to Circle by a very large margin. RLUSD will get there, I think. Now, though, Ripple is the leader in payments, and Circle is trying to get into that market. It's likely that a lot of people are scared, thinking, oh no, Circle's gonna come in. This is not good for Ripple. This is not good for XRP. That's what we'll talk about next. But look at this right here. They're also paying bills and making salaries. So these are things that Ripple really isn't trying to do. And I believe this is what will really make these two goods different. For me, Circle is mostly about the business side of things. It's kind of like an option to Square in that you can use USDC to run a business instead of the more common fiat payment rails. You know that Circle is trying to get a lot of stores to use their service, right? The people who are buying, selling goods, moving money from business to business, more like small business capacity. It's a totally different use case when you look at what Ripple is doing with people like Hidden Road, right? What we know Ripple really wants to do is turn itself into a center, right? Ripple recently told us that the XRP system will be used for all post-trade work on Hidden Road's prime brokerage services. It looks more like a big dollar clearing. The best way to describe this is as a big institutional wholesale settlement. At least when it comes to the goods, I think there is a pretty big difference between how these two companies handle their payment products. Ripple doesn't really handle small business transactions with small amounts of money, like credit cards and debit cards, right? This isn't really what Ripple does. Ripple is more like, hey, you need to move dollar amounts of money. Hey, you need to be able to get these big deals done. Hey, you need to have a lot of dollar-denominated reserve cash on hand against your assets. We need that to be tokenized. It's a back-end service for institutions only. It looks like Circle is trying to do a lot more front-end niche payments for small businesses and other similar things. So just when it comes to these items, before anyone gets upset, unfortunately, I don't believe this is a straight one-on-one competition. However, I believe it would be good even if it were. Some of the worst, most boring, and least innovative companies in the world are those that don't have any competitors. These businesses work for the government and have what seems like endless runways. They don't change anything because they don't think there is any risk to their business. They don't try new things because they don't do anything new. That would be great for both businesses, even if there was a Ripple Circle race. Competition is what leads to new ideas, and Ripple has continued to lead the way in innovation in cryptocurrencies and in making it possible for standard financial players to use blockchain technology. Don't ever think of competition as a bad thing. Ripple was up against R3 when it came out. It looks like everyone is done talking about private blockchains now. It was interesting to see Ripple compete with JP Morgan Coin, but that thing didn't really go anywhere. That means Ripple will keep getting new competitors, which is a good thing. That's what makes new things happen. That is what gives these businesses more power. And in the end, that's how we get the goods that will change the game that we'll need for the future financial system. If you want to call it what it is, the world's financial system is worth $100 quadrillion. There is a lot of money in the business side up front, the payment side back end, and the clearing side. Every single one of these protocols will always have its own audience, a certain use case where it really shines. Also, they're really after two different things. I just wanted to let you know about this. There are likely to be a lot of people who look at that and wonder, how big is this competition? What's wrong with this? Do they want to be like Ripple? I think that is a very different set of products for a very different purpose. In the end, I like what Ripple is doing a lot more. Let's say I want to pay for something in USDC at the store. I'm not too interested in the fact that that company could pay its workers in USDC and everyone would just use you. I think that's kind of interesting, but not that interesting. Tokenized financial systems let deals go through smoothly and money can be moved in a matter of seconds. I'm most interested in the wholesale settlement of bonds, stocks, and debt, as well as the rewiring of the world's largest liquidity pools. That seems to be what I'm more interested in. The things that Circle said don't seem to really be aimed at any of those things. So, in some ways, is it a competition? Most likely. Some tasks will be done by both companies, but I think that is a good thing for both of them in the long run. Now that I've told you everything, I know a lot of you are still here for the XRP price chart. And, to be honest, this is one of the most exciting times I can remember.